Canto 3.
Through me lies the road to the city of grief. Through me lies the pathway to woe everlasting. Through me lies the road to the souls that are lost. Justice impelled my mighty architect, the power divine and primal love and wisdom, surpassing all, have here constructed me. Before I was created, nothing was, save things eternal. I shall last forever. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
In characters obscure, above a gate, I saw these words inscribed upon the rock. "Master," I said, "their meaning bodes me ill." He answered me like one of understanding. "Here must all misgiving be cast off. All cowardice must here be overcome. For now we have approached unto that place of which I spoke, where you shall see those souls who mourn the lack of intellect's true light." Then after he had placed his hand in mine, with radiant countenance that gave me heart, he led me onward to the things unknown. Here sighs and wails and shrieks of every sort reverberated in the starless air, so that at first it made me weep to hear. In diverse tongues, in accents horrible, with groans of agony and screams of rage, in voices weak and shrill, with sounds of blows, a ceaseless tumult's everlasting roar, seething round about the timeless, blackened air, as sand is tossed before the whirlwind's blast. I asked him, with my head in horror bound, "Oh, Master, tell me what it is this I hear, and who are these so overcome by grief?" He answered me, "This miserable lot befalls the woe-begotten souls of those who live their lives with neither praise nor blame. Commingled with them here that wretched choir of angels stand who selfishly refused to keep their faith with God, or to rebel. Heaven expelled them, not to be less fair, and yet deep hell refuses to receive them." And I, "O Master, what can be the grief that makes them thus lament so bitterly?" He answered, "I will tell you very briefly. These have no hope of death. Existence here is so degraded and obscure that they are envious of any other lot. The world above has put them out of mind. Mercy and justice scorn them both alike. We won't discuss them. Look and pass them by." As I looked, I saw a standard borne so swiftly round about that it appeared as if it were disdainful of repose. Behind it surged so vast a multitude of souls that I should never have believed that death had overthrown so great a throng. When I beheld there some that I had known, I saw and knew at once the shade of him who basely made the great renunciation. Forthwith I understood, and felt assured that I had come among that wretched crew which God and his foes abominate. These abject cowards who had never lived were naked and were stung incessantly by monstrous flies and wasps that swarmed about them, making their faces run with streams of blood that, mingled with their own tears in slimy pools, lay round their feet, devoured by loathsome worms. And when I turned my eyes to look beyond, on a great river's bank I saw a throng, so that I said, "My goodly master, grant that I may know who yonder spirits are, and why it seems by this dim light as if some reason makes them eager to cross over." And he said to me, "These things will be explained in time, when we shall bring our steps to halt upon the dismal shore of Acheron." With eyes downcast in shame, and fearing lest my speech offend the sage, I held my tongue, until we came upon the river's brink. And lo! Toward us came, upon a bark, an ancient man whose hair was long and white. He cried, "Beware, beware, ye guilty souls, nor ever hoped to see the sky again. I come to take you to the other bank, to everlasting gloom and flames and ice. And you, a living soul that still draws breath, be gone from those who are already dead." But when he saw that I did not go away, he said, "Not here, but by another road. Through other portals you shall reach the shore. A lighter bark must carry you across." "Carrion," my leader said, "why vex yourself? It is so willed, where there is power to do that which is willed, and therefore ask no more." By this were quieted the hoary cheeks of the fell boatmen of that dark lagoon, whose eyes were ringed about with wheels of flame. But now those souls, those naked, weary souls, grew pale and seemed to gnash their teeth in rage. As soon as they had heard those cruel words, they cursed the name of God, their parents' names, the human race, the time, the place, the seed that had begotten them and their descendants. Then all of them together with loud cries withdrew themselves from that accursed shore, which waits for every man that fears not God. The demon Charon, with his eyes of coals, beckoned to them and herded them together, beating to the earth the laggards with his oar. As when in autumn leaves forsake a tree and drop down one by one, until each branch sees that its spoils are all returned to earth, just so fell Adam's evil seed. So now, like falcon swooping downward to its lure, each shade, when called, plunged downward from the bank. Thus they departed on the murky stream, and ere they landed on the other shore, another throng had gathered in their place. "My son," the gracious master said to me, "all those who perish in the wrath of God must come together here from every land, and all wait eagerly to cross the stream. For heavenly justice now so spurs them onward that fear is changed for them into desire. Here may no worthy spirit ever pass. And hence, if Charon has complained of you, well should you grasp the meaning of his words." When this was said, the darkened countryside shook with a mighty spasm of such force that thinking of it bathes me still in sweat. The anguished earth gave forth a blast of wind that lit the sky with a vermilion glow. This snatched my senses from me, and I fell as one who falls when stricken with a swoon.